Good morning everybody, it's Jack, welcome back to the channel. It's been quite a while since my last YouTube video, but today is finally the day we get the chance of building this really huge board by Pedalroom Italy. First, let me get this mic out of the way so that you can see the pedalboard in all its glory. So as you can probably imagine, this board is made in Italy by the beautiful guys at Pedalroom Italy. They make all kinds of boards, big boards, small boards, boards for touring musicians, for campers, for big stages, for everything. You guess it, they make it basically. They also make a thing called Fungo, which is basically a pedal topper. I will just add an image somewhere on the screen. They are fantastic. They build their pedal boards out of bent steel. So as you can probably imagine, this board is not super light, but it's also not too much heavy. So I guess it's the right weight for me, but that depends on every kind of musician. So in today's video, we are going to build my board using the pedals I have here and some pedals, some parts that got sent to the studio by other brands that wanted to feature their products in today's build. So let's just have a look at the pedals we are going to throw on this board. So for the drive section and fast section of this pedal board, I am going to use a total of 4 different pedals. They are not listed in any particular order, so let's start from the Cornerstone Antique Classic Drive, made in Italy, great TS style pedal. Then we move on to my favorite pedal I have in my collection, which is the Macaroni Bros Mark II by Teffi Vintage Lab, also made in Italy, fantastic builders. Then we move on to one of the last addition in the pedal family here in the studio, the Blue Fine Class Overdrive by Volta Custom Pedals, also Italian made, and you can find the demo, is one of the last videos on the channel. Then last but not least, the Fuzz pedal I am using, which is the Foxton Woods by Zander Circuitry, handmade in the UK, fantastic, gnarly and evil sounding fuzz pedal. Then moving on to the last 2 pedals I want to use on this board. This is the Clearcom 1078 by DSM and Humboldt Electronics, such a fantastic compressor pedal. And last but not least, my absolute favorite delay pedal of all times. This is also made by Teffi Vintage Lab, just like the Macaroni Bros Mark II we have here. This is their Miss Delayette analog tape voiced echo. It's such a fantastic sounding delay pedal, and I'm sure you're gonna love it. You're going to hear it later. So I guess it's time to move on to the building process. So let's go. So now that we have everything set up on the table, we have our board, we have our pedals, the small parts for fixing the pedals on the board, power supply, cables, all of that. We start by flipping around the board and removing the bottom panel so that we can get into the inner parts of the board for the pedal fixing. So let's do that. Okay, so now we have our bottom panel removed. Let's put it aside for the moment. Now that we can have access to the inner parts of the pedalboard, we can start talking about what we have to do on the pedals. Okay, now let's talk about what we have to do on the pedal itself. I'm just using the Foxton Woods for this example. We remove the screws from the bottom plate. You can remove at least 2 of them. You don't really have to do all 4 of them to keep the pedal in place. I'm just going to do 2 or 3 for every pedal. So now that the screw is out, we go ahead and take the little plate I've showed you earlier, fit the screw into the hole, and then we can go ahead and put the screw back in place. Just screwing it back a little bit with my hands, and then we can go ahead and tighten the screw into the hole so that we have the little plate sticking out Okay, so then we just simply repeat the process for how many screws we want to use to keep the pedal in place, and for every single pedal we have to put on the board. So I'm going to show you what I do on this pedal just for the example, and then fast forward to the end of the process. Okay guys, so now that this pedal is done, we can fast forward to when everything is ready to go, so I'll see you in just 1 second. Alright guys, so the pedals are all ready to be mounted onto the board. I'm going to flip it around and show you real quick how it works. So here we have the board, here we have our pedal. We just line up the little plates to the holes we want to use to mount the pedal. Then we grab the screws that come in the kit and fit the screw inside of the hole on the pedal board. Of course, going through the hole on the little plate mounted onto the pedal. Then you keep your pedal secure with your hand while you tilt the board so that you can have access on the bottom. Then you grab the little butterfly washer we have in our kit and screw it onto the main screw to keep the pedal fixed onto the board. And this is how the board will look with all the pedals installed and secured on top. Now I think it's time to put some patch cables between all these pedals, and for the patch cables I'm going to use some custom made ones made by my good friend Francesco at Black Cat Devices. So there you have it, guys. This was my brand new pedalboard, actually the very first proper pedalboard I've ever had. And for this I would like to thank so much the beautiful people at Pedalroom Italy for sending over their C40 pedalboard in rusty blue finish for today's project. I would also like to thank so much the lovely guys at Tefi Vintage Lab for sending over the Miss Delayette delay pedal on loan for today's project, and my good friend Francesco from Black Cat Devices for building all the patch cables for today's video. I am super happy about the results in terms of the construction of the pedalboard and actual tones, and I'm really sure you will hear more and more of this on my social media pages and here on YouTube. So if you don't already, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a comment under this video, and please go follow me on my social media pages because it's always helpful for me when I want to reach out to brands for creating content like this. So thank you so much, guys, for the continuous support you show me, and I really hope to see you in the next video. I've been Jack, you've been fantastic. Thanks so much again. Ciao.